listening to Dr. Neckers reminds me of an experience I had many years ago as a young prosecutor, questioning a former Nazi scientist who had been brought to the United States by the then U.S. War Department after the war, and he was an expert in aviation medicine. During World War II, the Germans infamously perpetrated horrific pseudo-medical experiments on concentration camp inmates. And those experiments included subjecting people to high-altitude conditions and also subjecting them to extreme cold, the so-called freezing experiments at Dachau, where they literally put people, inmates, into ice water and in effect froze them, basically froze them, and then attempted various methods of rewarming them. And the goal was to try to ascertain the best way to treat a German Air Force pilot who might parachute into the ocean and be rescued alive, but having been exposed to extreme cold. The goal was worthwhile. The methodology, of course, was criminal. And I had occasion to interview one of the people who attended. He was this aviation expert, aviation medicine expert, and he attended a conference, ironically, at Nuremberg during the war, secret, at which the results of the Dachau, some of the Dachau experiments were presented. And it was clear from the presentation that the experimental subjects had died in the course of the conducting of the experiments. And there were SS personnel at this conference and aviation medicine experts. And the SS had basically hijacked German aviation medicine during the war. And I asked this fellow about the presentation, and he said, yes, it was shocking. I said, and did you speak up? He said, oh, no. I said, and did the father of German aviation medicine, a very well-known expert around the world, with a worldwide reputation, Dr. Hubertus Struckold, who was in attendance, did Dr. Struckold speak up? No. And then he said to me, Mr. Rosenbaum, you've never lived in a totalitarian state. It's not that simple. And I've thought about those words for many years, and I don't pretend to have the answer, but I think it would be a useful subject for discussion sometime. You know, when do you see where science is heading, or some other endeavor that in theory is innocent? Law was also hijacked by the Nazis. Some of the worst Nazi criminals were, in fact, lawyers by profession. At what point do you say, no, I'm out of this? How do I get out? You know, it should have been long before the Nuremberg Conference.